TomoNews presents Welcome to the Jungle, like the real jungle.
French photographer Xavier Hubert Brierre wondered what would happen if someone set up a ginormous mirror in the middle of Africa and freaked out the wildlife with it. Then he went and got some sponsors, some money, and that all-important approval from his wife and went out and did the damn thing. So, without further ado, here's what happens when jungle animals see themselves in the mirror for the first time.
First human to die from toothless tiger attack. A Bengal tiger attacked and killed a 34-year-old woman this week in Maharashtra, India. The woman and her friend were collecting leaves in the nearby forest when they happened upon a Bengal tiger. The tiger attacked the woman despite her friend yelling and throwing rocks at the animal. The woman died from her injuries. The autopsy later showed that the woman had not suffered bite marks, but had died from multiple claw marks and blunt force injuries from the tiger's paws. The tiger was found 2 days later, almost 2.5 miles from where the woman was attacked. It had died of old age and disease and was completely toothless, which explains the woman's lack of bite wounds. This may be the first recorded incident of a toothless tiger killing a human, a fact which prompted a medical journal to publish the story.
Spotted, America's last wild jaguar. Hey, big kitty, get ready, it's time for your close-up. El Jefe is his name, and staying elusive is his game. But he's finally been caught, on camera that is, in this newly released video of him roaming the forests of the Santa Rita Mountains near Tucson, Arizona. Jaguars are loner animals to begin with, but El Jefe happens to be the nation's loneliest. At the moment, he's America's only known jaguar living in the wild. Researchers at the Center for Biological Diversity have spent the past 3 years trying to capture him on tape. He's been photographed more than 100 times since 2013, but it's believed this video, filmed with remote sensor cameras, is the first glimpse of a wild jaguar in motion in the United States in more than 6 years. Conservationists are excited about El Jefe's cameo appearance, mainly because a Canadian mining company has plans of developing a copper mine right in the middle of his territory. It seems he picked the perfect time to claim his 15 seconds of fame. With 750,000 acres of federally protected habitat secured in 2014 for jaguar recovery, here's hoping a lady friend wanders up from Mexico to keep him company. Oh, and in case you didn't already know, El Jefe is Spanish for the boss.
Man saves a wounded monkey and comes back to visit. This story plays out much like an Aesop fable. Mr. Xiao lives and works in rural Guangzhou in southern China. He lives near the Mauyang River and often goes hiking in the dense forest near his home. Back in March of 2010, Mr. Xiao came upon a wild black leaf monkey, a protected species in China, caught in a metal snare left by poachers. The monkey's left forearm was caught in a snare and it was injured from its attempts to escape. Mr. Xiao decided to save the monkey. He freed it from the snare and carried it home. Mr. Xiao treated the monkey with herbal medicines he collected from the forest. At first, first, the monkey refused to eat anything, no matter what Mr. Xiao offered it. Then one day, Mr. Xiao began to eat an apple, and the monkey cautiously copied him, taking a fruit from the same basket. But 6 months later, the monkey, whom Mr. Xiao named Old Blackie, was healthy enough to return to the forest. So Mr. Xiao carried Old Blackie in a basket back into the forest, where he let the animal run off into the dense foliage. It would be 5 more years until Mr. Xiao saw his old friend again. But one morning, as he prepared to go to work, Mr. Xiao was greeted by a family of monkeys brazenly playing and lounging about his front door. The elder of the pack of monkeys was his old friend, Old Blackie. Since then, Mr. Xiao often goes up into the forest with fruits and other food. He calls out into the trees, then sits down to wait patiently for the monkey family that seems to have adopted him. Old Blackie always comes swinging in first, checking the clearing, leading the way, and greeting his old friend and rescuer. Aren't they just a lovely family?
Bear mauling an Indian forest guard to death is caught on video. This is graphic footage of a poor man being mauled to death by a bear in India. But due to the graphic nature of this video, we can't show it in its entirety on YouTube, but you can see the whole thing if you just meander over to TomoNews.net by clicking the link in the description below. But, spoiler alert, it doesn't end well.
Cambodia's jungle is hiding lost ancient cities. Ancient cities with complex urban landscapes have been found beneath the jungle in Cambodia by researchers using laser scanners. Archaeologists have discovered a vast network of previously undocumented medieval cities near Cambodia's Angkor Wat Temple. Using LiDAR scanning technology, the researchers found multiple cities beneath the jungle that were linked by roads and canals. The cities range from 900 to 1,400 years old and would have been part of the largest empire on Earth in the 12th century. LiDAR is a detection system similar to radar, which uses lasers instead of radio waves. It is used with GPS to produce 3D models and maps. A helicopter mounted with LiDAR scanned a 734 square mile area near Angkor Wat in 2015. The data revealed the true scale of the lost city of Mahendrapavata, which was previously believed to be much smaller. In fact, Mahendrapavata was about the same size as Cambodia's present capital of Phnom Penh. The scans show the ancient cities had sophisticated water management systems, built hundreds of years before it was believed the technology existed. Geometric shapes thought to be gardens were also discovered. Historians say the groundbreaking discovery will help us understand more about Angkorian civilization and the decline of the Khmer Empire.
Forensic experts in Panama have identified a human skull found in the Central American country as that of missing American woman Yvonne Baldelli, who went missing 2 years ago. A backpack was discovered in the Panama jungle by a local resident. Authorities in Panama found the bag contained skeletal remains and some clothing. There were reports that Baldelli's then-boyfriend, Brian Brimmager, had been physically violent with her. An indictment details secret emails Brimmager had allegedly exchanged with his former lover before leaving Panama and Baldelli behind. Brimmager allegedly made withdrawals from Ms. Baldelli's bank account on 2 separate occasions to make it appear as though she were still alive, and destroyed evidence including a blood-stained mattress. The defendant has pleaded not guilty to all charges.
Bear in Kosovo stuck in wire trap until rescuers come to his aid. When out hunting for picnic baskets, sometimes an unlucky bear stumbles upon a trap. That's what happened to this lonely guy last week, who found himself in pretty dire straits, a wire trap tightening around his paw as he struggled to break free. Unable to move, he might have been a goner had someone not spotted him and called in the good guys to bust him out of there. Four Paws Kosovo, an animal rescue team near Pristina, came to save the day. Known for providing a sanctuary to captive bears, to them, a wild bear in need is still a friend indeed. After tranquilizing the poor bear and waiting for him to fall asleep, veterinarians were able to remove the wire trap and tend to his wounds. After determining he was in good enough shape to return to the wild on his own, they left him in a safe area and vacated. People monitoring the bear claim to have seen him scoot off back into the forest, resuming his adventures. 3 cheers for the good guys.
Cowboys round up cattle stranded in floodwaters. A harrowing rescue that looked like a scene from an old Wild West movie saw Texas law enforcement saving hundreds of cattle from rising floodwaters outside Houston on Sunday. The cattle drive, complete with cowboys, cattle dogs, and even longhorns, rounded more than 500 calves trapped in water coming out of the Trinity River's swollen banks. Aerial shots show the dramatic effort to save an estimated $1 million worth of livestock that was led by Texas Rangers in the small town of Dayton, just 40 miles east of Houston. Water surrounding the herd was 6 to 10 feet deep, but fortunately the risky operation, which included boat rescue, was a stunning success. After several hours, 150 rangers and cowboys finally pushed some 200 animals to dry land. Many residents came out and cheered law enforcement on, alongside Highway 90, which was definitely one Texas-sized roundup.
A herd of elephants went on a multiple-day rampage at a village in Borneo, Malaysia last week, causing massive damage to many of the plantations. The incident took place in Telupid in central Sabah and began last Friday. Around 30 wild elephants raided the village, destroying the villagers' crops. While some of the elephants were also seen roaming near the village houses. 2 elephants were found crossing the main road into the village and were caught at about 9 a.m. on Tuesday. Other elephants are still in the jungle near the plantation. This marks the second incident involving elephants rampaging through the village in the last 20 years. 3 suspected Cambodian illegal loggers were killed in a gun battle with Thai forestry officials on Tuesday. The incident took place near the Thai-Cambodian border forest in Kantharalak district. 3 suspected loggers were spotted by Panam Dom Rak Wildlife Reserve officials who were patrolling the area. A gun battle then ensued between the suspected loggers and officials, which lasted more than 10 minutes. All 3 suspected loggers were killed. 18 Siamese rosewood logs were discovered nearby. Authorities said the logs could be worth up to $316,000 if they were smuggled out of the country.
Villagers save trapped baby elephant. This is the heartwarming moment a baby elephant is rescued from a well by villagers in India. Locals rallied to help the poor animal after it fell into the watery hole near their village. The elephant's mother kept the village up all night as she cried and trumpeted and refused to leave her calf. The baby elephant was making its way through the forest when it fell into the well. Even though she tried with all her might, the calf's mother just couldn't get her baby out. But the mommy elephant didn't give up on her calf. As other herd members waited nearby, the mother elephant cried and trumpeted for her baby. Fearful locals didn't get any sleep, worried the herd might go on a rampage. But that didn't happen thanks to the actions of some brave villagers. The villagers placed bamboo poles near the well to keep the herd at bay. They then lowered more poles into the hole to keep the baby elephant afloat. Forest officials used an earth mover to make a slope in the well, which allowed the calf to escape. The baby pachyderm then rejoined its mother, and the herd returned to the forest with a full complement of elephants.